Good evening to you all. In today's summary, the Office of the President has announced that Jeanette Georges is, as of today, no longer the Commissioner of Prison Services. Antoine Denous has replaced her as acting Commissioner of Prisons. The Office of the President has indicated that Mrs. Georges has been reassigned to the Seychelles Police Force. In its communique, the Office of the President has also expressed its appreciation to Mrs. Georges for her distinguished service and dedication to the prison services. In the same communique, the Office of the President has congratulated Mr. Denous, and the State House has also highlighted that the government of Seychelles remains steadfast in upholding the highest standards of professionalism and operational excellence within the prison services. Residents of the New Coastal Breeze residence at Perseverance receive their keys to their condominiums this afternoon. The mid-range housing development features 32 units, 16 two-bedroom and 16 three-bedroom apartments. Prices are set at 600,000 rupees for the two-bedroom units and 750,000 rupees for the three-bedroom units. The government, in collaboration with the construction company VJ Construction, executed the project, which commenced last year and was completed within 15 months. The Principal Secretary for Housing, Jude Florentine, stated that there are two main criteria for selecting applicants.
For the applicants to be selected, we use two principal criteria. The first is the date of application, and I would like to point out that the oldest application that we have in this batch was somebody who had an application date of 1997. So that's almost 30 years. And then the second one is the financial affordability of the applicants. They need to prove that they can qualify for the loans so that they can finance their own units. So in principle, these are the two criteria we have used and we intend to use for future projects so that we clear the backlog of applicants based on the date of application and the affordability.
The government has announced plans to review the National Skills Development Program to ensure that young people who take part are better positioned to secure jobs once they complete their training, and that the program aligns more closely with current labor market needs. Officials also say they will work to ensure that all certificates issued upon completion are formally recognized. This was announced by the Minister for Employment and Human Resource Planning, Edith Alexander, following the certification of 110 young participants in the program. The certification ceremony was held recently at the International Conference Center.
There is a need to review and strengthen programs that enhance youth productivity and inclusivity. The Skills Development Program needs to be expanded to support not only secondary school leavers, but also those who have been unable to complete their studies at a professional center. Another initiative is to seek for the accreditation of the Skills Development Program, the aim of which is for the skills and competence acquired to be recognized and respected by employers. At the same time, we will ensure that the participants are placed on the job training in areas that are in demand on the labor market to facilitate securing a job after completion of the program. In the same spirit, we intend to strengthen the monitoring framework to ensure that participants consistently acquire relevant skills and are meaningfully engaged in their training, rather than being viewed simply as an additional source of labor.
Vice President Sébastien Pillet has spoken of the need for the African and European countries to work together. Mr. Pillet made the remarks during the recent European Union summit held in Angola. During the meeting, leaders discussed how to promote peace, stability, and economic growth together. Mr. Pillay particularly thanked the EU for helping Seychelles fight issues like drugs smuggling, human trafficking, money laundering, piracy, and illegal fishing. He said that the development is only possible when countries' security and sovereignty are protected. Mr. Pillay has held meetings with EU officials, including the Vice President of the EU Parliament and the European Investment Bank. They talked about ongoing projects, especially the port extension project, which Seychelles wants to speed up. And they also discussed negotiations on new fisheries partnership and the future of the Marie-Louise facility. The birthday of King Charles III brought together senior government officials and members of the diplomatic corps. The event, held at the British High Commissioner's residence, was attended by President Patrick Emini and First Lady Véronique Emini, amongst other guests. During the reception, the British High Commissioner also announced the project that they have been working on with the Seychelles Broadcasting Corporation, the SBC, and in his address, High Commissioner Jeff Glekin thanked the diplomatic colleagues for their support in creating a positive impact over the past 2 years.
I welcome you all as we come together right now for a truly wonderful celebration, to celebrate the birthday of His Majesty the King and to celebrate the enduring friendship between our two countries. Tonight's theme is British music, and it's often crossed my mind how such a relatively small country as the United Kingdom has come to play such an outsized role in terms of musical impact around the world. There are some theories. Some people say it's because of our bad weather and we have nothing else to do. Some think that the Brits are too repressed to express their true emotions in words, so we need to put them into song. But it makes me proud, whatever the reason, to be part of this country. The birthplace of the Beatles, The Who, the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Queen, Amy Winehouse, Oasis, and even the Spice Girls. And I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Tonight, I want all of you, friends and partners, to reflect on the wonderful relationship we have built, almost 50 years since independence.
The much-anticipated Fashion Week show, organized for the 8th edition of the Seychelles Fashion Week, will be held tomorrow, Friday, and also Saturday.
Seychelles will be welcoming 16 international designers from Uganda, China, South Africa, Sierra Leone and Russia, along with 4 local designers for the 8th edition of the Seychelles Fashion Week, taking place on the 28th and 29th November. For the second consecutive year, ISPC and Bottega will be sponsoring the event through the Chief Executive Officer for ISPC, Alfred Fouquois.
You would say maybe, why do you associate ISPC, a food company, and Bottega, a famous Prosecco Italian prestigious winery? Well, because I believe that there's fashion not only in clothes but also in food, and we are all together in an artistic world, and I hope our contribution will be able to make it a little bit festive as well, apart from spectacular as it was last year.
The First Lady, Véronique Emini, has been named the patron of Seychelles Fashion Week this year and says her aim is to elevate our fashion industry. The First Lady also says that she aims to create more opportunities for the young designers of Seychelles.
And with this, we end this summary. I'll be back at 8 with the Creole Bulletin. Good evening.